We talk about AI a lot on here, but this article you sent over
Mm-hmm.
about AI versus a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
that one really got me thinking. Like, who is actually smarter?
It is a fascinating question. It really is.
Right, because on paper, AI's got us beat by miles.
Yeah.
Like this article mentioned LLMs, large language models.
Right.
They can write like Shakespeare and then turn around and explain quantum physics.
Yeah. And it really is mind-blowing, that linguistic ability. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to remember that these systems are essentially mimicking these patterns of human language without actually understanding the meaning behind the words.
So that parrot that can recite Shakespeare,
Right.
but it doesn't actually get that.
Exactly. It can sound impressive, even beautiful, but there's a lack of genuine comprehension.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that 5-year-old starts to pull ahead.
Yeah. Because they're just endlessly curious. Like my niece the other day, she was like, why doesn't the moon just fall down? It's like they just innately question everything.
Yeah. And that is really a driving force behind human learning and development.
Yeah.
It's that, that constant questioning, exploring, experimenting. It's how we make sense of the world.
Mm.
And it's something that AI can't currently replicate.
Yeah. And in the meantime, AI has its nose stuck in an encyclopedia.
All right.
It's like knowing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every penguin mating ritual.
Right. All the penguin facts.
To the entire history of Sumer.
Yeah. This article highlighted how AI excels at it's like storing and retrieving these vast amounts of information.
Yeah.
But a 5-year-old, their world might be populated by friendly aliens and planets made of ice cream.
And that's not wrong.
Right.
It's just them using their imaginations to fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of amazing.
It's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And the article argues that imagination is a uniquely human strength.
Yeah.
That allows us to be creative, to problem solve, to envision these possibilities that go beyond just the known facts.
Totally. It's like AI can tell you all about the rain.
Yeah.
But a 5-year-old just knows.
Right.
You grab an umbrella if you don't want to get wet.
Yeah.
It's a common sense thing.
It is. And that's actually a huge challenge for AI researchers.
Really?
This common sense problem.
Interesting.
Humans build common sense through lived experience, through interacting with the world and learning from those interactions.
So it's like AI might be able to identify a cat in a photo.
Right.
But it wouldn't understand the pure bliss of a cat nap on your lap.
Right.
Or the complete and utter chaos of trying to give that cat medicine.
Exactly. And speaking of things that AI struggles to fully grasp, the article ends on a fascinating note about emotional intelligence.
Yeah, because it feels like emotions are so core to how we experience the world. Is that even something AI is moving towards?
That's the big question, right? Because while AI can detect patterns in data, so like your facial expressions, your tone of voice, even things like word choice, it doesn't actually feel those emotions.
So it's like it might recognize a crying emoji,
right?
But it doesn't actually get that feeling of sadness.
Exactly. And the article gave this example of like a 5-year-old sees someone who's upset. They just kind of know instinctively to offer a hug or maybe a favorite toy.
Right.
And that empathy, that comes from experiencing those emotions themselves and then learning how to navigate all those complex social dynamics.
Which is something that we learn through actual lived experiences.
Yeah, right.
It's not like you can just download that into an algorithm.
Exactly.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings us back to that initial question of who is smarter, a 5-year-old or AI?
And the article the conclusion is pretty clear.
Yeah.
5-year-old takes the crown.
Yeah.
But it's not really about saying like one side is the winner.
Right.
It's more about recognizing that human intelligence is this really complex tapestry.
Yeah, it's like we were saying before. Like the AI might be able to pass a test about human emotions.
Right.
But the 5-year-old is human emotions.
Exactly.
They're living it.
That's it. And it's that blend of logic and creativity and empathy and curiosity that makes us uniquely human.
Yeah. So if we go back to those LLMs we were talking about, how do they actually work? If they're not really thinking, what are they actually doing?
So it's all about recognizing patterns in massive data sets.
Okay.
So imagine feeding an AI the entire Library of Congress.
Okay.
Right? It can then analyze all of those texts, identify the patterns in the way that words are used, and then statistically predict which words are likely to follow each other.
So it's like a super-powered autocomplete, but for everything?
In essence, yes.
Yeah.
And the more data you feed it, the more sophisticated those patterns become, allowing it to do things like generate human-quality text, translate languages, even write code.
Wow. Okay. So that makes sense. But if AI is so good at mimicking human language and potentially other skills, should we be worried? Like, are we heading towards this future where AI just completely surpasses us?
The article actually ends on a really interesting note about that.
Okay.
It asks this question of, like, what if AI did manage to capture that 5-year-old blend of curiosity and creativity and emotional depth?
Would we even recognize it as intelligence?
Right. And how would we relate to a machine that had those qualities?
That's kind of chilling, honestly. Like, at that point, would they even need us? Would we even be... It'd be like we're the parents, and they're the brilliant but kind of scary kid at the science fair.
It goes way beyond just like technology at that point. You're getting into philosophy and ethics.
Deep stuff.
Really?
But it feels like even without having all the answers, this whole comparing it back to a 5-year-old, it gives you a new way to look at AI.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's not about, I don't know, some robot takeover. It's more about appreciating what we bring to the table.
Absolutely. And I think understanding how AI works, what it's good at, what it's not good at, that's how we use it responsibly. It's like, you wouldn't expect a 5-year-old to, like, do your taxes for you, right?
Definitely not. But you would encourage them to ask questions and be curious and,
Yeah.
use their imagination.
Right.
And maybe that's the key with AI, too. Embrace what it's good at. But at the end of the day, it's a tool. It helps us.
Yeah.
It's not going to replace us.
Well said. Yeah. And going back to that article, that question it asked,
Yeah.
if AI did reach that point, that 5-year-old level of, curiosity and all that,
Right.
would they still be looking to us for the answers? Or would they be asking us questions that we haven't even thought to ask yet?
And on that note, I think that's where we leave it for you to ponder. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI versus tiny humans.
Yeah, this was fun.
It just goes to show sometimes the biggest questions come in the smallest packages.